Considering Elon Musk keeps pumping Dogecoin with tweets like this, and this is the man who wanted to price a Tesla at $69,420 because it's funny, am I crazy for suspecting that he has engineered a way for Dogecoin to hit $1 exactly on April 20th because it's 420?
Guys, what if I told you this market dump was good? What if I told you that if we didn't have this market dump, we'd probably have a long-term correction, a bear market? Today, I'm going to show you why this market dump was good and what you should be buying. In fact, I've got 3 altcoins that I really think that we should all be buying. So stay tuned and make sure that you stay tuned until the end of the show, because that is when I'm going to drop the altcoin picks that you should be buying now while the market is still down. Welcome back, guys. I'm Crypto Man Ran, and I'm here twice a day, every single day. And I don't come alone. I bring the sniper with me, because the sniper has been shooting his calls so accurately that even though I don't actually want to agree with him, I kind of have no choice anymore, because he just keeps getting them right every single time, one after the other. What do you think, guys? What do you think of the sniper's calls? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to the best crypto channel in all the interwebs. And this is, in fact, the best. Not only do we look after our community and make sure that you guys make money, but we actually also give money away. Yeah, you heard it right. We are giving away the biggest giveaway in crypto history. Now, that giveaway is called the Banter Bags. And how it works is that we have put $10,000 into crypto bags. And we invested that money into pre-market allocations, the type of allocations that generally you guys couldn't get your hands onto. When those tokens started to come to market, the $10,000 started to explode. And if we look at the Banter Bags today, in fact, Freddie, let's have a look at the Banter Bags. Fred's the man. He's the one who's he's the accountant. Okay, so another one of our Banter Bags has actually come onto the market, and that is, of course, Collateral. Remember Collateral? Collateral was the one where they took real money, and you could spend real money in stores using your crypto as collateral. So, for example, if you walked into a Lambo dealership and you wanted to buy a Lambo and all you had was crypto, well, then you could use your collateral as collateral, your crypto as collateral, to spend real world money. Anyway, that one has come to market. So right now, the Banter Bags, just under $400,000, and there's still a long way to go, because we have Refinable, and Refinable is coming onto the show on, Freddie, on Wednesday. Tomorrow, we have another one coming on for you, and that's called Alien World. So there's Alien World, Refinable, and then we've got Donkey. Remember what happened with Donkey? We wanted to put $1,000 into the Banter Bags, and they said, look, great, put in your 1,000, and they threw in another 5,000. Now, I think that's going to be one of the hottest projects of this bull market. And so you could probably say that that bag by itself, on its own, would be worth a couple of $100,000. So, guys, if you're new, all you need to do to enter the Banter Bags is smash the like, smash the subscribe, share, because when you share this content, you get 2 entries into the algorithm. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Crypto Man Ran. Follow Sheldon on Twitter, at Sheldon_sniper. Do it because not only do you get real-time live information, not only is it all free, not only is it the best place to be, but you also can win free money. And you're going to see, I mean, we're growing at the fastest pace of any of the crypto channels out there. I think we grew by 7,000 subscribers yesterday. Fred says even more. So subscribe. Let us change your life. I mean, all we're asking you to do is give us a chance to let you change your life. That is, we just want to change your lives. All you need to do, subscribe, smash the like button. In fact, let's see, there are 5,000 of us watching the show. Let's see how we are doing in terms of likes. Let's have a look. Who doesn't want to win the Banter Bag? So more than half of you don't want to win the Banter Bags. Crazy. Who doesn't want free money? Fred, who doesn't want free money? Yeah. All right, let's get into the show. But before we get into the show, Freddie, let's get some fan mail, man. Let's see what our competitors think of us, what other people think of us. So this is from someone who looks like that. He says, been following you since the last bull cycle run, and it's great to see how the community has grown. I watch your morning shows with a sniper. Every day it has become, in my opinion, the best morning crypto show, hands down. You are helping people run, and for that, your blessings will grow tenfold for you and your family, and of course for the community. Great job, brother. Thank you, guys. This is the kind of stuff that keeps us going. Thank you. I'm new to the crypto space, and you're making the transition less stressful and more fun and exciting. Thanks to you and your team. Kind regards, Oscar. Fred, there was a guy who made that video for us. Guys, watch this. This is what we need. We need more of this.
Hey, Ran, Sheldon, and especially Fred. How you guys doing? I'm Doug Garth Williams. I'm a freelance filmmaker and video artist, animator. If you've seen any of my work, it probably would have been the infamous Little Babies ice cream commercials I made. The most popular one has 17 million views, and as you saw, I do make these weird videos. There's some the possibilities there, maybe creating an NFT or something. I want to give away these video skills in the video skills bag, but I need some more likes. These video skills, this is probably the biggest video skills giveaway on YouTube right now. I think we could get up to 2 million likes. I think this could be worth up to 2 million, maybe 3 million likes by the time I give these video skills away. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Keep in touch. Let me know if you want to chat sometime. I could create a little sample graphic or something for you. We'll be in touch. All right, bye.
Okay, so that's exactly what's happening. The community is reaching out to us. They're all coming to us and saying, look, we want to help you. We want to do cool shit. We want to make sure that the channel grows. So that's exactly what we need from you guys. Help us bring you guys a much better show. Also, help us get something that Gary Vee will share, because Gary Vee is coming on here. We've confirmed him for the 5th of May. So Gary Vee coming on to Crypto Banter on the 5th of May. And that's going to coincide with a massive, massive, massive announcement. So stay tuned for the Gary Vee announcement. What else, Freddie? What else is happening? Should you give away some money before we start the show? Guys, I'm also having this big argument with Sheldon as to whether the market's going to go down. He reckons that the market's going to go down. Sheldon, are you still of the opinion that the market's going to go down?
Right, let's first get it right. Yes, I do, but I'm talking about a day or two. I'm not talking about the bull run's over. I just believe that we little pullback still capture as liquidity and move up. Definitely.
So
You can see already.
We can see already. Wow, what's going on? What is Bitcoin trading at?
56 thing, but you can see there that this has very far from a higher high, a way lower high. And yeah, that's already RSI. If we have a look, stochastic RSI has just reached and looks like we're going to have a bit of a downward cycle. So we'll see as we go. For now, I don't see us getting as low as we got, but a little downside, which is opportunity. So it's not a bad thing. It's for those who missed the buys.
I don't believe you. I mean, I've got to trust you because you are my sniper, but I don't believe you. We're going to pick this up. We're going to pick up this discussion later in the show today. Let's actually look at why this is such a good thing. Why is this market pullback such a good thing? And I said to you guys, this is an amazing thing. And if we didn't have this market pullback, then effectively we could have probably expected a serious correction and a long-term correction. So let's look at why was this market thing a bad thing, a good thing. And to do that, what we need to do is we need to go back and understand exactly what happened. So now that the dust has settled and we know exactly what happened and we've got much more information than we had over the weekend, because remember, we did an emergency broadcast for you guys over the weekend. Those of you that had the notifications activated, you would have seen that. And let's have a look at what actually happened last week. So the dust has settled and we now know that the big lead up to this correction was Bitcoin climbing before the Coinbase listing. The whole world had this perception of what the Coinbase listing was going to be like. And I think, like most things in life, the expectation was much bigger than the reality. In fact, if we look at the Coinbase market cap, which we anticipated to be over $100 billion, is now at about $65 or $66 billion. So the Coinbase launch was, I would say quite a disappointment, but it's still one of the biggest banks in the world. And that build-up that we had, and in fact, Sheldon, if you could just pull up the chart for me of the build-up to the Coinbase listing. Let's just look at what Bitcoin did in the build-up to that. So let's look at Bitcoin going into the end of last week, and it climbed up.
What was the date? I think it was. Yeah. So this was basically when we started. Was this little movement here? So we started flat, we then broke through, and then it was this momentum move over here. Definitely. But then it was actually these red candles. Remember that day we actually started getting the first start of the red candles, and then so it was in that.
Okay, so that was the build up to the Coinbase listing, and then what happened was the Coinbase listing was a little bit disappointing. And to add to that, at the same time, a whole lot of coordinated FUD happened. And the question is, was that FUD actually really coordinated by big whales and by media groups, Or was that FUD actually just totally coincidental? But I must say, I've been here since 2017, and I haven't actually seen coordinated FUD like that since the days of in 2017, where it was much easier to manipulate the market. In 2017, the market was much, much, much more illiquid, and it was much easier to manipulate this market. And I haven't seen one of these coordinated attacks on Bitcoin for a long time. So what happened? The first thing that happened was Coinbase slightly underperformed, and so a Bitcoin sell-off started to happen, and the sell-off looked something like that. You can see on your screens, it went slightly down, but not enough to get to that red candle. It was just a little bit of a disappointment, but still Coinbase, one of the biggest financial institutions in the world. Then a whole lot of the FUD surfaced that Brian Armstrong and the financial director and many other directors started to sell off their Coinbase shares. And one of those tweets was done by Peter Schiff. And if you look at this table that Peter Schiff commented, you can see that this table actually shows that people are selling. And who is selling? Union Square Ventures, Katie Huan from Andreessen, Brian Armstrong. Brian Armstrong, according to this, sold 71% of his share capital. Now, of course, that would make a lot of FUD in the market. But that was, again, incorrect information. Why? Because that is not the percentage of their total Coinbase shares that they were selling into the market. They had to sell some shares into the market to create liquidity for retail investors. Because remember, they never listed through an IPO. They listed through kind of a direct listing. And by doing that, what effectively it meant was that they had to create liquidity. How do you create liquidity? Well, people who are holding shares need to sell some of their shares. And Brian Armstrong didn't sell 70% of his shares. In fact, if you look at this chart, Brian Armstrong sold a tiny, tiny, tiny percent of his shares. In fact, less than 2%. Emil Choi, the president, he sold the most. He sold 24% of his shares. But what you can see is that FUD went into the market, and that FUD was exactly that. It was FUD. It was unsubstantiated rumors. Okay, so then what else caused the dump? The next part that caused the dump was a drop in the Bitcoin hash rate. What happens when the Bitcoin hash rate drops? Well, that means that the miners are stopping the mining. So usually the hash rate drops when it's not profitable to mine Bitcoin. And in this case, well, a 45% drop in hash rate happened. And to be honest, again, I haven't seen a 45% drop in hash rate since about 2017. In 2017 was the last time I saw a 45% drop in hash rate. What did it mean? Well, we now know that the reason why the hash rate dropped was because one province in China had a power failure, or a scheduled power failure, So why did the market get so bearish so quickly? Why did Bitcoin go from 60,000 all the way down to under 51,000 in just a few minutes? Only because of a drop in hash rate? Well, I want to share this tweet with you guys. I want to show you Willy Woo's tweet because I think Willy Woo summarized it absolutely beautifully. And I am trying to get Willy Woo on the show for you guys. If you guys think that Willy Woo should come on the show, and I think this man is an absolute genius, what I need you guys to do, I'm going to post this on my Twitter, and I need you guys to do me a favor. Willy Woo is gold. I mean, this guy is the ultimate gem. What I need you guys to do is I need you guys to share it like absolute rock stars. I want the internet to break. I want Twitter to break, and let's get Willy Woo on our show as soon as possible. So what did Willy Woo say? He said as follows. He said, we just saw the largest single one-day drop in mining hash rate power since November 2017. And this is the chart of the mining hash rates versus the price of Bitcoin. What you can see with this chart, the hash rate is the pink part. Every single time that the hash rate drops, it means miners are going offline. It means that the price eventually gets to drop. And that's exactly what happened. But you can see that there's been very rare times where the hash rate has dropped 50% or 45% in a matter of minutes. Why did the market start to panic like this? Well, one of the reasons why the market started to panic was because we realized that 45% of all Bitcoin mining happens in one province in China. Yeah, so this Bitcoin decentralized project that we all talk about, this fully decentralized project that no government can attack or interfere with, well, hold on a second. There is one province in China which has, we now know for sure, 45% of the hash rate. And yes, that's a short-term thing, but That means that if the Chinese government does switch off the power, and we actually even understand, or we've heard and read things from Chinese media, and we don't know, unfortunately, because we don't know the Chinese media, we don't know if they can be trusted. But what we do know is that there are reports that say that the Chinese government sparked off this attack maliciously to show the power that they have around Bitcoin. But even that wasn't enough, or shouldn't be enough, to make Bitcoin drop by $10,000 in a few seconds. So what was it? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. And I want to show you this again. I want to go back to Willy Woo's screen. So we know that there was a power outage, and we also know that there was a whale, one single whale, who sent 9,000 Bitcoin into Binance. And that led to speculation that this whale knew what was about to happen, and this was orchestrated. Now, I'm not really one for conspiracy theories. I'm not going to comment as to whether I think this is true. I would prefer to just look at the fundamentals. And the fundamentals say that 45% of the hash rate power fell off the Bitcoin network, and that happened when one Chinese province had a power failure. And that scared investors to think that Bitcoin possibly wasn't as decentralized as it should be. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is the part which got scary, and I'm actually glad that it happened. Although I'm not happy that people lost money, I think that if this didn't happen, then we would have been in for a much bigger correction. What happened then was we saw a whole lot of people starting to sell their tokens. What happened was people were so bullish on this market, they were so euphoric, they had lost sight of reality, that they started putting in money on leverage. They started to put in money that they never had into this market. And they took loans to put money into the market. For those of you who don't know what leverage is, if you have 10x leverage and Bitcoin goes up by $100, you make $1,000. But if you have a 10x leverage and it goes down and Bitcoin goes up by down by $100, you lose $1,000. The problem with leverage is that if you have an account at an exchange and you have money in the account, when your collateral finishes, the exchange liquidates your position automatically. Yeah, automatically. And that's exactly what started to happen. So you had all these exchanges, futures exchanges and spot exchanges, but mainly people were betting on Bitcoin futures. Because on futures, you don't actually have to buy the whole Bitcoin. You actually just put down a little bit of collateral. So what happened? Bang. There was a massive sell-off that was sparked. And in fact, that sell-off, according to Willy Woo, the big point of that sell-off was at $59,000. So when the price got to $59,000, this triggered a massive sell-off, because as one person sold off, so did the next person sell off. That pushed the price down, so did the next person sell off. And so this thing triggered a massive sell-off of automatic leveraged liquidations. In fact, it was the biggest leverage liquidation outshake in the history of Bitcoin ever. Freddie, do we have that slide that shows the liquidations? If not, get it ready, because I want to show the guys. We have never, ever seen $10 billion worth of leverage positions liquidated. And that is why the price jumped back so quickly. So I'm going to call up Sheldon's screen again with the Bitcoin chart. What you see there, we're looking at the 4-hour chart. Sheldon, can you give me the 1-hour chart? Let's look at how quickly this bounce back happened on the weekend. Okay, that's the 1-hour chart. Now you can see there was a massive red candle. So in 1 hour, Bitcoin lost a lot. I mean, went from 60,000, 61,000, all the way down to 51,000. And that is in 1 hour. But then you see that for the next 3 hours, Bitcoin climbed back. So this whole panic was only a 3-hour panic. What does that mean? It means that people were leveraged, too leveraged. They were too confident. They were so confident that they thought the market could never crash. And then they started to overextend themselves. Now, the reason why I say that this is a good thing for the market, I know it's not great to say that this is a good thing for the market, but it is. And the reason why I say that this is a good thing for the market is because had people started to put more and more money in on leverage because they were getting too confident that this market was going to continue to run, we could have had a collapse of epic proportions, because leverage sucks you in. You think, wow, I'm making, every time Bitcoin goes up $100, I'm making $1,000. And it goes up $1,000 and you've made yourself $10,000. And you think to yourself, this is the best game ever. So what do? You bring in money that you don't have and you throw it into Bitcoin. and you carry on doing that. I think we got off easy. I think we got off light. I think that if this would have happened 2 or 3 or 4 weeks later, people would have got wrecked. You think people got wrecked this weekend? Boy, oh boy. This was a friendly warning. How do I know we're still in a bull market? Well, they say that in bull markets, the price recovers pretty quickly. And let's have a look. The price recovered in 3 hours. In 3 hours, we were back. Sorry, Sheldon, go back to that 1 hour candle for me. You'll see, guys, in 3 hours, we were back to exactly where we started. Well, not where we started, but to the higher points, the 57,000s. And so that tells me that we're still in a bull market. And who got shaken out here was not the retail institutions. The retail institutions are staying in. In fact, let's have a look at what the retail institutions are doing. So what happened was, Willie Woo says, the dip happened while unprecedented numbers of new users were arriving onto the Bitcoin network for the last 2 to 3 weeks. What he's saying is that these retail investors came in and started taking leverage position on Bitcoin because they thought that you could just carry on making money and carry on making money and carry on making money by just buying Bitcoin and leveraging it and leveraging it more and leveraging it more. Where are the strong players at the moment? Well, guys, if you sold this weekend, you know who you sold to. You sold to the red guys. You know who the red guys are. The red guys are the guys, the institutions. And what you can see in this chart is that every single day, more and more and more and more money goes off exchanges and into long-term storage forever. Which means that what the shakeout actually was a scare tactic, which scared out the leveraged retail investor and gave the money to the red guys, the institutions. And that's why I keep saying to you guys, don't take leverage. If you're going to take leverage, you take leverage for half an hour, for 40 minutes, for an hour, but don't hold leverage overnight. If you do, you can get wrecked. Even I got wrecked. I took leverage on Dogecoin on the last pump and I got absolutely wrecked. In fact, I lost a couple of $100,000 because I went to sleep and when I woke up, my account was liquidated. Because overnight, the price rose so sharply that my account just got liquidated. So don't take leverage and make sure that you also don't sell in any kind of emotional situation. On the weekend, I know everybody was scared. I got the tweets, I got the WhatsApps. Hey, what's happening? Should we exit all markets? That's people who are scared. People who are scared make irrational decisions. If you sold, you made an irrational decision. Who did you sell to? You sold to people who make very rational decisions because they weren't at work over the weekend. They weren't trading over the weekend. They don't care what happens over the weekend because they were their wives and kids. You sold to these guys. You sold to the institutions. You helped the institutions make money because you were one of the weak hands. Don't take leverage and don't sell during a dump or during a pump. You wait. You wait for markets to calm down and then you take profits. During a pump, you're greedy. During a dump, you're petrified. Either way, it doesn't work. And let this be a very, very cheap lesson because I think that if this market would have carried on running and would have carried on running at the same momentum that we ran up until the Coinbase listing, we would have wrecked a whole new class of investor. And if we wrecked the entire retail investor base, then we would have got into a bear market like we got into in 2018 and 2019. Because that's what happened in 2018 and 2019. In 2018 and 2019, we wrecked the retail investor. We wrecked them very, very, very quickly. And it took them 3 years to come back. So had this run continued for another week or 2 weeks, and people would have taken more and more leverage, we would have wiped out a whole class of investor. But we didn't. And that is why we are still here today and still trading at, if I look at the screen, 57 or 56,000. And we're going to carry on today talking about, well, one, we're going to talk about what we should be buying and whether it is the right time to buy. So, I mean, I can give you the fundamentals, but I can't tell you exactly when to buy. I can tell you what to buy and I can tell you where I think it's going, but I can't tell you about the technicals. And that's why I've got the best fucking team in the whole world, guys. And you know that I've got Sheldon the Sniper, and I'm going to bring you day trader Jeffrey today because he says that we are now entering a crazy alt season. But before that, Freddie, I'm dying. It's hot in here. Can I get some water? Please, bro. Freddie's going to bring me some water. Actually, bring me a beer, Freddie. If there's a beer, I'll take a beer. But let's start off with the water. Thank you, my friend. Freddie is real. Freddie, put your arm in the photo, bro. Freddie is real. Freddie is real. Okay, let me open this water. And then I want to show you why I think that this was a great thing. So, we're in Cape Town, and there's a massive fire here in Cape Town, a massive, massive, massive fire. And so we can't switch on the air conditioners because they would bring in the smoke from the fire. So we're sitting here with no air conditioning, and it's hot. Anyway, so let's move on. So the market shook out these retail wobbly hands. And great, it did it now. It did it now. It did it now. Because had we waited 2 or 3 weeks, this retail was going to get wiped. But there is another retail investor that's in this market, and they have created the craziest phenomena that I've ever seen. You want to know who these retail investors are? Well, it's these guys. Watch this. Freddie, play some of those retail investors that we got.
It's okay. It's okay. Just hold on. Are we still going to the moon? Yeah, we're still going to the moon.
Those are the kind of new investors that we have in the market. Let's look at some more. So there's a whole lot more that I want you guys to see.
So I put my life savings into Dogecoin, and now my life has changed. $1 million off of Doge.
So over here it went boop,
I mean,
boop, boop, boop. 4 times it did the boop. We're up here now. It went boop, boop. It's gonna go boop, and then it's gonna go boop, and we buy at the boop.
Buy the boop.
We buy the boop.
So apparently somebody out there owns 28% of all Dogecoins in circulation, and yesterday that would have been worth about $17 billion at its peak. So this person or entity has been buying Dogecoin since February of 2019, and they're also very clever. This Shiba Inu lover will occasionally buy 28.061971 Dogecoin. Now that seems a little inconvenient if you have such large sums of Dogecoin, but that's also Elon Musk's birthday, June 28th, 1971. Now the question is, will we see Dogecoin hit $1 on 420? That would be pretty fitting. Or will it hit $1 on Musk's birthday?
Considering Elon Musk keeps pumping Dogecoin with tweets like this, and this is the man who wanted to price a Tesla at $69,420 because it's funny, am I crazy for suspecting that he has engineered a way for Dogecoin to hit $1 exactly on April 20th because it's 420?
Was invented as a joke, as essentially to make fun of cryptocurrency, and that's why I think there's like an argument like fate loves irony. Like the most entertaining outcome is the most what would be the most ironic outcome? That the currency that was invented as a joke, in fact, becomes the real currency.
Right? Wow. No, absolutely. So, to the moon.
To the moon.
There is now a Dogecoin billionaire worth $15 billion? You won't believe this. The cryptocurrency that was specifically created as a joke is up over 500% this week. There's an anonymous investor who owns 36,711,935,369 Dogecoin. That is 1/3 of all Dogecoins in circulation. Mind-blowing, right? Share this video with the
So I put my life savings into Dogecoin, and now my life has changed. $1 million off of Doge.
So guys, that's the new class of investor that's coming into the market. And they're not here for the rest of the market. They're here for one thing. And that is, of course, they are here for Doge. They don't care about market movement. And in fact, if we look at what happened to the market over the weekend, and I want to show you this. So let's look at what happened on the market. So the markets all went down over the weekend. What didn't go down over the weekend? Let's have a look. Doge. So Doge didn't go down. I mean, it went down, but nowhere near where the rest of the market went to. And that's because there's a new class of investor, and you just saw that new class of investor. They don't care about the fundamentals. In fact, what they're saying is that even though the market went down, even though there's one holder that owns 1/3 of all the Doge in the world, which should scare you, these guys don't care. These guys are saying, no, that's great. It could be Elon Musk. What if it's not? What if it's one of the original members of the development team that haven't upgraded this protocol for 2 or 3 years? Who cares? So these guys are here for Doge. Now, the big question is whether Doge can actually work. So can Doge actually work? Technologically, Doge is a piece of shit. It's a fork of Bitcoin. It was a creation. It was a fork of Bitcoin, and it hasn't been updated for a long time. And it's an inflationary coin. It's not even a deflationary coin. It is absolutely crazy. But in life, there are many things that can catch on for a period of time. And if this TikTok generation, right? If this TikTok generation actually start to use Doge, and remember now they all have Doge wallets and they all have accounts and they all have bought Doge and they're all familiar with Doge and they're all starting to talk about how much their Doge is worth. And soon they're going to start trading with one another in Doge. So if retailers are clever, what they will do is they will also start accepting Doge. Imagine that a clothing retailer said, hey, we accept Dogecoin. They would appeal to this TikTok market in 2 seconds. So Doge is actually at a very, very, very cool, very, very, very scary turning point. Because if now the retailers start to accept Doge, it becomes cool for retailers, etc., to accept Doge, there is a chance that this whole TikTok generation will actually just start to transact in Doge. Let me give you an example. What if TikTok started to allow people to transfer Doge between one account and another, to start settling transactions? I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I've got no information about it. But if it does, what would happen? Well, this is exactly it. Right now, you have a generation of people who have started to use Doge. They don't care about the technology. They just know there's a value, the value keeps going up, and they can send it to their friends, and it's cheap, and it happens pretty quickly. So that's actually all you need. Would I buy Doge? That's a different story. So I think that there are 10,000 tokens out there. And there are a good handful of them that I really think are going to succeed. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Luna, Cardano, Arweave, Polkadot, etc. I'm okay to miss some runs if I don't trust the technology. So if you're buying something that goes against your fundamentals, then effectively you're taking a massive gamble. And in time, possibly, it'll probably crash. Could happen now, could happen in a year, it could happen in 2 years. Because I can't reconcile the fundamentals here with the price pump, then I'm going to sit out for this one. Do I think it can work? No. Long term, there will be an attack on the network. Long term, something will go down and there are no devs to fix it. But can it work for a short period of time? Yes, of course. It can. And that is why I'm not completely ruling out that Dogecoin may work. What starts off as the meme, as Elon Musk says, could actually land up being the most used token in the world. And in fact, if you look at where Dogecoin is at the moment, just look at this. So you look at the irony here. The irony is that Dogecoin is now in the number 5 spot after what is in my mind another meme coin, which is of course XRP. So you've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, serious coins. And you've got 2 meme coins in number 4 and number 5. And I know the XRP community is going to hate me for saying that. But you've got Dogecoin, and Dogecoin's market cap went to about $52 billion earlier. And it just keeps going up and up and up. Price is the best advertising that you can do for an asset. If the price goes up, people are going to buy it. If people buy it, that means they have to have a Doge wallet. If they have a Doge wallet, it means that they can start sending money to one another. And so there is a very small chance, that Doge will actually be adopted as the currency for the TikTok generation, which is ironic. Because if you read the white paper for Doge, the founder once said that this is supposed to be a meme coin. It's supposed to be a small change coin. It's supposed to be how you pay your friends a little bit here and a little bit there. It's not about this big store of value. So who knows? Maybe Doge will work. I'm just not willing to put my money behind it because I think that there's many other better opportunities. And I'm actually going to show you those opportunities later today. But first, I want to bring on a friend of ours who says that we are now, after this correction, even after what happened, and in fact, let me bring on Sheldon. Sheldon,
What's up?
I want you to show me
Look what's happening, Ren.
Sniper is, Fred, this guy is too good. I argued with you earlier and I said there's no way the market's going down. What happened?
Yeah, it's not going to go as low as what it did do, but definitely it was too fast, Aaron. It was too quick what happened on the weekend, and I don't believe that there was a purpose for that drop, and I don't believe they got all the bars that they wanted at that range. So I believe it will come not as low, but at least near this sort of low, yeah, the 53,000, 52,000 in that range, definitely.
Sheldon, I'm eating my words because I told you I don't think it's going to go down, but there's the red candle you called. You called it on the show earlier. All right, so
it is short term, guys. It is short term. So don't get a heart attack. Our HODL portfolios are in. 75% of my money is in through this whole drop from the weekend. So we are with you, me and Rand. We're all with you through this whole thing. It's just the profits that I took last week. I've been waiting for the second drop to then capitalize on a lot of the coins, like we spoke in earlier.
Show me. Just zoom out and show me what you're calling. While Sheldon is doing that, guys, I see there's 10,000 of you. This is one of our biggest shows ever, but there are only 5,000 likes. Guys, let's break the algorithm. Come on, help me here. Break this algorithm. Just, if you're here, just smash a like. It's so simple. I'm not asking for much. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel so you can win the banter bags. Otherwise, your likes don't count. But let's get these numbers up because maybe we can break records in terms of number of people concurrently watching the Crypto Banter show. We're so close. All we need you guys to do is to smash that like. Come on, guys. Do it. Sheldon, show me what's going to happen.
Awesome, buddy. So where we're looking at between the 51,000 and the 53,000 range again, just to capture the risk. That was way too quick. And then a little bit of sideways accumulation. And then obviously the break of the next trend will be the bullish cycle. So big picture, guys, we are still very healthy. We're not unhealthy.
Hold on a second. Fred, get Rudo on the line. Just phone Rudo, get Rudo on the line. I need Rudo here. I need Rudo to tell me what the hell's going on.
All right, let's see what Rudo thinks. Let's see.
How's it, guys?
How's it, Rudo? Rudo, what do you think of this thesis that the Bitcoin market is going to go down now?
Yes, it makes sense. I mean, you need to think about it. Nothing can bounce back as quick as in the same fashion. And the reason why it was to take out the greed. Now, a lot of people missed out on that opportunity. So if you were holding your margin call, and it nearly didn't wreck you, at this stage you would really be uncomfortable, because now what does it look to an uneducated trader or a newbie? It looks like, well, we're going to continue on our trend. And the nice thing is there's a lot of imbalance at around that $33,000 level, which is good. Yeah.
For 53.
Oh, 53. Excuse me.
Sure, I was going to say. Sure.
Wreck the internet. $53,000 level. And that's a magnet. Remember, that's a magnet. It's going to draw the price there. The guy with the biggest wallet always wins the auction. And that's the thing. There's money sitting there waiting to get captured. So price needs to go and get it. So let's see. If we lose that, I'm going to then change my strategy and reassess everything. But for now, I'm happy with it.
All right, so I've got a good friend of ours. His name is Day Trader Jeff. He's a big man of our community. Our community love him. Day Trader Jeff, how are you, my friend?
I am absolutely amazing. How are you?
Good, man. Oh, I've got so many good accents here. I've got an Afrikaans accent. I've got an English accent. I've got a Dutch accent. All right, so what do you think of the thesis that my South African crew here have got, that Bitcoin's actually going to go back and retest some of those lows?
I absolutely agree. I really do. And just as I said, market action always wins. I think that is a very good statement you make there. But you have to understand that these kinds of dumps, they usually last for a couple of days. You know, people think that it's just one dump and it's over, but that is not the case, because all this distribution happens gradually. People who want out, they have to get out. People who want in, they have to get in. So the money is basically switching hands from one guy to another all over the market. And that is a process that usually takes a couple of days. I'd say 3 days to a week that I'm even looking at. But after that, we should pretty much have found the bottom, especially for alts, and find our way up again.
Okay, I want to go back to your chart because you tweeted something very interesting. You looked at the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, which effectively, that's alt season. That's the altcoin market cap. What are you seeing here on the altcoin market cap? Why are you so excited?
This is indeed the alt season chart, as I like to call it. I've been talking about this chart a couple of times now on the stream, and I'm proud to say that so far it's played out. The wedge that we've created here broke upwards. We didn't quite reach target. Then again, I didn't expect we would, because these Fibonacci lines that I've lined out, for example, on Bitcoin, they work as supports and not as resistances. However, the resemblance is truly, truly remarkable. If we look at the Bitcoin charts, we have this long period of accumulation. Then we had a breakout, and the price went straight through the 1618, almost all the way up to the 2618, so right around 40,000. And then we had a retrace. And if we look at the total two chart now, we can see the exact same pattern playing out. I mean, this is literally a copy. It's a fractal, and it's very important to understand what fractals are. They are not just magic things happening over and over again. There are sets of rules in the markets, and fractals are sets of rules playing out multiple times. So what I kind of expect is something similar that we've seen on Bitcoin right at the start of this year, where we will just have a couple days slowly grinding out to about 750 billion market cap, give everyone some time for their assets to switch hands, find a stable bottom, and after that, I also expect a mirror action as Bitcoin that, getting somewhere close to the 2618, all the way up there, or 3618, I should say. So expect a couple more days of turbulent markets. After that, the way up should be clear.
Okay, but what you're saying, if I read between the lines here, what you're saying is not only should we expect a couple of days of turbulence, you've said that, but when the turbulence is finished, actually what's going to go up much quicker is the altcoins, not Bitcoin.
Yes, that is what I believe. And it is very important to understand, and it's in line with what you said before, that this dump is very, very good for the market, because everybody and their families were in leverage longs. And what happens when lots of people are in leverage longs? They suppress the price, because the price keeps going up slowly and gradually. As you see here, their longs are making them money, and at one point they're going to want to sell. So these huge profitable long positions that they have, they will create tremendous pressure on the market. 10 billion, you said. And during this dip, funny fact, over 1 million individual accounts got liquidated. So that means that all these traders, all these people, they got forced out of their position, which means their profitable longs no longer exist. So they cannot click the sell button anymore in order to create pressure on the market. And this will allow the market to breathe and eventually pick up the pace again, and basically travel to the moon.
Okay, so look at this. This is a picture of the liquidations that were there. Hold on, let me try and get it back up on the screen. Okay, so you can see that $10 billion worth of liquidations happened in 24 hours, of which, so that $10 billion is the most liquidations that have ever happened in the crypto market ever. Of which $8 billion, $7.82 billion happened in the span of 1 hour. Okay, imagine $8 billion. That is like one liquidation causing another liquidation, causing another liquidation. When did that happen? So it happened when the power outage happened, and then it was exacerbated by this tweet, which we report on. It says the US Treasury to charge several financial institutions for money laundering using cryptocurrencies. That's all we got. At the time, we thought that may be the US government or Treasury investigating crypto exchanges, because banks don't use cryptocurrencies, and that's all the information we had on the weekend. But then we know that that's not the case. And how do we know? We know that the US Treasury, first of all, doesn't charge people. The Department of Justice charges people. But the US Treasury did sanction 32 entities and individuals that were involved in election interfering way back then. The department alleged that digital currencies were extensively used to facilitate payments way back then. So it was all FUD. The whole thing was actually all FUD. And that is what caused these liquidations in 1 hour. Can you imagine $8 billion in liquidation happening in 1 hour?
It's crazy. And you have to understand, these are most of them are forced liquidations. Like these are mostly not people hitting the sell button or the close people. These are people waking up and looking at their phone and seeing 10 liquidation mails from Binance and saying they got wrecked.
Exactly.
But the thing is, we live on Twitter and YouTube, and we live in an echo chamber. When everybody's happy, all they will do is retweet positive news and write, "Hey guys, I'm getting rich," and everybody is just ecstatic. However, when the market takes a dump like that, people will start looking for reasons. Hey, why did this happen? What happened here? Well, for me, it's very simple. People were way over leveraged. This had to happen sometime, and it was just a cascading waterfall of liquidations. And the news related to that, it could have been any news. It could have been in 1 week, there would be a piece of bad news, and then that news would be blamed for this dump. But this was just improper account management by basically everyone who were way too long and got their longs closed.
what do we think of the fact that 45% of the hash power of this amazingly decentralized asset sits in one province in China? Come on. I want to hear some real views on this. I mean, 45% of the hash rate of the most decentralized currency in the world is sitting in one province in one country, and we know it's a hostile country.
Oh, I want to go first on this one, and I think we need to see it as a positive, guys, because what it does, it shows out inefficiencies and it shows out weaknesses. Now we can address it, and the easiest way to do it is start getting your mining on. You know, that's the thing. Everybody says, well, it's no longer profitable for mining, but that is not the case. Let's all stand together and start decentralizing this. You know?
Yes. Okay, before I let day trader Jeff go, because I know he does have other commitments, any altcoins? I mean, you're telling us that alt season is about to smash us in the face. Give us an altcoin call. I mean, we've got you here. We've got a few minutes. I mean, give us like something that you love, or you're about to trade, or you're about to enter, because I'm also going to give some altcoin calls that I think are going to be very good and that people should be looking at.
Okay, I have one prepared for today. I would like to say, everybody who watched the last stream where I was on, don't forget about Get. Get is actually making amazing progress, but I would like to talk about Band here for a bit. Technically, because I try to trade almost purely technically. I don't trade shitcoins and scams, but apart from that, I keep it technical. And what I'm looking for now is accumulation periods, because we just had a major dump. I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for assets that had a period of accumulation before this dump happened. So we don't want to see any alts that had a massive spike and now had a major dump. We want to see things that remain stable, because it is very important for this next alt run. You have to understand that we pick the right assets. We can pick any alt that already did 100x, but even though we are going to get a major alt run, that particular asset might still dump and go into oblivion. So for this, I've chosen Band. I'm a pretty big fan of Band. I would like everyone to ask, do your own research. If you look at the on-balance volume, this is like my secret sauce indicator. It shows which direction liquidity flows. We can see that Band, at least for the last 2 months, has had a positive liquidity flow, which means that coins are being taken off the table. Just had a dump here, managed to reach the bottom of this perfect wedge almost perfectly. However, my target for Band is currently sitting at right around 0.001 Bitcoin. I expect a little bit more downside here, so I would set buy orders right around 25,000 Satoshis and just leave it for there.
Wow, okay. I must say, from a fundamental point of view, I'm a big fan of Band, because I've always said, like, we need a second Oracle solution to start getting network effect. And that Oracle solution seems to be that Band. I mean, that they announced a partnership last week with Google. Granted, it was a crypto partnership, but it is making headway. And Elio Trades, Elio, our good friend, he made a video and he said, this is, Chainlink 2.0 or Chainlink 3.0 or whatever they launched. And we are trying to get Sergey on the show. We'll keep you guys updated on that. But they launched the beginning of a new run of all DeFi and all oracles. I mean, you can't have DeFi without oracles. So you need to be getting into those oracles. And I think that Band is actually a very, very, very good one. There is another one that I actually want to talk about, and that is there is a new DeFi oracle which is being launched, and it's called Charlie 3. Except Charlie 3 is actually a DeFi oracle on Cardano. So it's not actually a DeFi oracle on Ethereum, it's a DeFi oracle on Cardano. And that's being launched. In order to get that, you're going to need to get yourself some card starter tokens. So again, look for those launch pads. And I said this in one of my tweets. I said, get the launchpad tokens now early before this hype or mania of Cardano launches. Don't wait until the mania happens, which is going to happen when smart contracts start. Buy them now so that you can start getting into these projects. All right, Jeff, thank you, my brother.
All right, thank you too. Happy to be on the show, and see you soon.
See you soon, my friend. See you soon, my friend. So, guys, he says that we should be buying Band protocol. He says that alt season is about to start. Sheldon, let's go to the BTC dominance chart.
Let's have a look.
While Sheldon's looking, we have got another 5 minutes. In those 5 minutes, I'm going to show you 3 tokens that I'm about to buy. Sheldon will then tell me whether I'm doing good, in terms of buying them.
Yeah, so Ren, it looks like dominance, a little correction upwards. We've had such a rally downwards, so a little push up.
Again,
and that's
you
why you
called.
can see today.
Again, you called. On the show this morning, you said the dominance is going to go up again. This happened 3 hours ago.
Yeah, it's a lot of practice, Rand. We sit on these charts all the time. We sit a lot on these charts, so it's a lot of practice. But it's working to plan, and that's why we can see the alts are obviously getting a bit destroyed, and we can see a lot of them are coming down to those previous zones, as I was speaking about, very similar to the previous areas that we went in. And what Jeff was saying was correct. After something like this, a bit of sideways, and that will give us. You see these trend lines. If we have a look at any of them, the Ethereum or the Bitcoin one, it sort of marks out a day for us to say that for the next 3-4 days, we can expect it to be hovering in these sort of price ranges. Very choppy in this sort of price range. Same with Bitcoin. There's the range there. So a bit choppiness. And then hopefully at the end of the week, we will start our next 2 weeks of greediness and have a fantastic next 2 weeks. But it's a little bit of downside for now, but it's okay.
And the nice thing about this also to remember about the dominance is normally when you have Bitcoin, losing dominance, when that reversal and that correction happens, the alts take the big grunt and the big punishment on the first hand. But now the second hand, because the dominance is turning in the favor, don't look at the alts thinking that they're going to go to those lows. They already took the punishment. That correction has happened. So dominance is going to be giving us a little bit of relief on the alts. So if you're still holding, your HODL portfolio won't look as horrible as it did over the weekend.
And I think to add to that, when Bitcoin finally bounces, the alts are going to bounce tremendously well.
Yeah,
so just because
Exactly. So what I'm using this period for is I'm using this period to buy or to stock up on the good quality altcoins that when I looked at them before, I said, hold on, these altcoins have run. I can't afford to pay these prices anymore. I'll buy when there's a pullback. So now there's a pullback. So now I'm actually going to start buying. And the question is, what am I going to start buying? So as I said to you guys, I've got 3 tokens that I want to show you guys that I am buying. And they're probably 20, but I picked 3 for you guys today just because I think that these are really, really, really good. So you want those tokens, give us another like. In the meantime, I'm going to show you exactly what the token is that I'm buying. So the first token that I'm buying is one that should not surprise you at all, especially if you follow me on Twitter. And that is because I told you guys last night that I topped up my bags with Luna. And when I buy these, I bought yesterday at about $13, 13.13. I didn't land up paying 13.13. I paid about 13.30. And the reason why I did it was because Luna is now 40% of its all-time high. And for me, a token like this, which is the most adopted token in Korea, building amazing stuff, when a token like this goes 40% off its all-time high, have a look at this. This is what happened with Luna. Let's go into the 180-day chart just so that you can see. It went up to a high of $22, and now it's back down at $13 or $14. For me, that's a 30% off sale, and I would buy it. What does the sniper say?
100%, Ron. So same thing. I believe we hit the lows. With the dump that we had on the weekend, on a lot of the coins, we hit the lows. It's just going to come back to these zones. So same. I agree with you 100%. $12 to $14 ANOA, and to also be safe. So that's a nice laddering zone for you to start banking some in your bags. And then obviously we got this beautiful trend. So a 4-hour closing candle outside that trend will be spot on.
So guys, what I said here is, I also said the following. I said, buying slowly. Don't jump in at once. Ladder in. Buy some at 13.13. Wait, have patience. There are so many opportunities now. Wait, take a little bit. Don't go all in. There's no FOMO. You're not going to miss anything. Even though now we look at it, it went up to about $15. As per the sniper, it came down again. And that gives us another chance. And it gives us another opportunity to decide whether we want to be in this token. So that's the first token that I wanted to share with you guys. The next token that I want to share with you guys is Unmarshal. Unmarshal is the DeFi, this DeFi specific graph competitor. And if we look at why I'm buying this one, this is a token that launched. It went all the way to about $10 or $9.30, and it's come down. And it's come down, and it hasn't yet had a proper recovery. It went down to 377 as all the old investors were selling their shares. What's going to happen now is the selling's finished. And these guys are starting to roll out some cool shit, and they're going to start announcing partnerships. And when that happens, it's going to push the token price down. So for me, another one is this one. Sheldon, what do you think of that one?
At Marshall, I think I actually gave that one. Rudo had a brilliant chart on that one. Rudo, you got that and Marshall. Yeah, you got that. And I got the last one for you, no problem.
All right, so there's your chart, Rudo. Rudo, what are you seeing in that chart? Actually, no, that's the lunar chart.
No, that's the lunar chart. Sheldon, just click on the other link I gave you for the unmarshalled one there, buddy.
Okay, cool. We'll come back to I'll give it
so
to you
basically the ideas, guys, with any of these things, you don't test the depth of the water with both your feet. So what you need to do is you need to dabble in it and wait, because remember now, when you trade with the idea that you know what's going to happen next, it's easy for us to say that, hey, it's going to go up the bottom seam because we got a good feel on this. But we also get it wrong sometimes, and then at least you're not full in immediately. Always ladder in. Take time to get in, because this is a golden opportunity for you to take your time to get in on these projects. So do you have that on Marshall ready there, Sheldon?
There we go. Yeah, so as we can see, beautiful downwards trend, and obviously we are breaking good trend. So the one thing just to say on Marshall, it can take little bit of consolidation time in the zone, but that's beautiful. You're catching it at the zone where it's going to rally for a bit, and that's a beautiful break. So you're correct there, Rand. We've stopped the downtrend for now. So that's looking good.
2 for 2. All right, now my last one, the last one. We've got 3 minutes left of the show. The last one that I'm going to tell you guys to buy right now is I'm telling you guys to buy Akash. And the reason why I'm telling you guys to buy Akash is because this is a legitimate project doing amazing things. In fact, our analyst, David, who published the ThorChain report. And if you haven't got the ThorChain report, Freddie, put a link in the bottom of the YouTube description. If you guys want it, click on that link. You get that report for free. It tells you that Rune or ThorChain is a screaming buy. And I'm telling you that we are about to start investigating Akash. And we're going to start doing a report for you guys on Akash. We've done the homework. I can tell you this one is a gem. It's an absolute gem. Elio Trade's also a massive fan of Akash. Sheldon, what did the technical say?
Beautiful chart, Rand. Perfect support. We are just coming down to test the zone. So in the zone is brilliant. This is really good. So call it a low of $5.5 to the $6 range. Fantastic buy. This is a good looking chart, looking good.
Okay, now I also want to show you guys. The thing that I like about Akash, other than the fact that I'm going to talk to you about all the fundamentals, is I don't see a big exchange over here. I don't see a real exchange over here. When Akash starts getting into the real exchanges, and they're going to, because they are a very legitimate, very solid project, then for me, Akash starts to go. So those are the 3 tokens that I would buy. There are a whole lot more, but I think for today, let's talk about 3. I think that's enough for one day. Rudo, Sheldon, my family, thank you. You guys are the fucking best. Thank you.
Cheers, everybody.
Awesome, buddy.
I don't make calls. Fred doesn't make calls. Fred makes NFTs. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Rudo and Sheldon are actually in our office. Rudo, guys, come around to say hey to the people. Get off your microphones. Come say hey. They're here actually in our offices, sitting in different rooms in the office, so we don't get a delay. Here we go. Here they come. My family. What do you say we bring Fred up here as well? We're not going to do that. So there we go. We've got Rudo, Sheldon, and me all in one place. Have a seat on the sofa. All in one place. Guys, so it's been absolutely amazing being here with you guys today. Remember that we have got a partnership. It's a partnership with Bybit, which means that not only do you get these amazing specials if you sign up with Bybit, but we also, if you sign up with the Crypto Banter, referral link, we're just going to give you money. Just basically going to give you money. So in that spirit, Fred, just lose this tile and let me start picking people. So, and let's have a look here. Kieran, if you have a Bybit account under the Crypto Banter name, then you're going to get yourself $1,000. And you have to have it before I called you out. That's a trick. So if you don't have one, sign up today. So tomorrow when I call you out, not only do you get the amazing specials, Iggy Moncau, if you have a Bybit account under the Crypto Banter referral, $1,000 trading bonus into your account. Jason Schneider, if you have a Bybit account with the Crypto Banter referral into your account, $1,000 trading bonus. Fred's looking at me, stop giving away money. Leo Jose, if you have a Bybit account now, right now, as I talk, with a Crypto Banter referral link, sign up. If not, You're not going to get these $1,000. And you can see I'm going crazy, even though my producer says I'm crazy. All right, guys, let's go because we've got to end the show. Love you guys, madly. See you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. I'm Crypto Man Ran, signing out. Cheers, guys. Have a good day.
Crypto Banter is a social podcast
I'm
for
ending it
entertainment
in 4
purposes
seconds.
only.
I'm ending
All
it.
opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers should not be construed as